Sunday is a creation of the offshoot of the Christianity that became the Roman Catholic Church. After all ideologies, nations and religions that challenge the Pope's power are neutralized, the Vatican will work through the United States to enforce a worldwide Sunday law. It's the beginning of a new world order religion. Hindus, Muslims, Buddhists, Jews, New Age, Baha'is, atheists, and Sunday-keeping Protestants will all keep Sunday, which will be enforced by the state by fine, imprisonment, and even death. This act acknowledges the Pope to be the supreme ruler of earth. Before this happens, the world will be warned with a three angels' message. And I saw another angel fly in the midst of heaven, having the everlasting gospel to preach unto them that dwell on the earth, and to every nation, and kindred, and tongue, and people, saying with a loud voice, Fear God, and give glory to him, for the hour of his judgment is come, and worship him that made heaven, and earth, and the sea, and the fountains of waters. And there followed another angel, saying, Babylon is fallen, that great city, because she made all nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, If any man worship the beast in his image, and receive his mark in his forehead, or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of God, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels, and in the presence of the Lamb. And the smoke of their torment ascendeth up for ever and ever, and they have no rest day or night who worship the beast in his image, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name. Revelation chapter 14 verses 6 to 7 proclaim that there is only one living God, and he alone deserves our worship, not only for the creation of our planet and our wonderfully designed bodies, but for giving the human race the gift of eternal life, paying for the iniquity of our transgressions, being nailed to the cross. Revelation chapter 14 verse 8, the book of Revelation uses symbols to explain prophecy. The symbolic use of Babylon depicts the Vatican in Rome, which has disseminated her pagan doctrines with a Christian veneer. Apostle Peter even described Rome as the new Babylon. 1 Peter chapter 5 verse 13, The church that is at Babylon, elected together with you, saluteth you, and so doth Marcus my son. Ancient Babylon was a polytheistic religion including the worship of a sun god, which practiced on Sunday. The pure gospel was perverted, and the Roman Catholic Church was the result. Apostle Paul warned of this apostasy, 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 verses 7 to 9. For the mystery of iniquity doth already work, only he who now letteth will let, until he be taken out of the way. Apostle Paul explained that error was creeping into the church, and that when the Western Roman Empire came to its end, the papacy would take its place, and the Pope would arise. Roman Catholicism is simply a mixture of Christianity and paganism. The same polytheistic religion of Babylon exists today within the walls of every Catholic church. The veneration of saints, which simply replaced the many Babylonian gods. Babylonian Semiramis, who became Mary, and the worship of a sun god are all inventions of ancient Babylon. Even the statue of Peter is actually the pagan god Jupiter, that was removed from the Pantheon in Rome and placed in St. Peter's Basilica. The Babylonian god Utu, or Shamash, became Sol Invictus in the Roman Empire, worshipped as the sun god on Sunday, Dies Solis, the day of sun. Revelation chapter 17, verse 5, And upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery, Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. Mystery Babylon can be understood in this dictionary definition. Mysteries, the secret rites of Greek and Roman pagan religion, or of any ancient or tribal religion, to which only initiates are admitted. The practices, skills, or law peculiar to a particular trade or activity, and regarded as baffling to those without specialized knowledge. Revelation chapter 17, verses 5, explains that this mystery religion appears in the guise of Christianity, but really is Babylonian paganism, understood by high-ranking cardinals and Jesuits. Mother of harlots means that the Roman Catholic Church has harlot daughters, and these unfaithful offspring have been seduced by Babylonian doctrine. Sunday-keeping Protestants came out of the Mother Roman Catholic Church during the Reformation and clung to Sunday worship. Interesting enough is that the Vatican minted coins depicting herself, just as the Bible predicts. Revelation chapter 17 verse 4, And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet colour, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls. having a golden cup in her hand full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication. The cup that the woman is holding has a sun in it, depicting her fornication with the Babylonian religious sun worship or Sunday keeping instead of the Christian Sabbath. Purple and scarlet, also referring to Revelation chapter 17 verse 4, can be seen in the colours of priestly garments. Revelation chapter 14 verse 8 tells all people in this Babylonian system of deception to come out of her. Revelation chapter 14 verse 9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, If any man worship the beast in his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand. Firstly, a beast in prophetic language is a kingdom explained in Daniel chapter 7 verse 23. Since we have established the papacy as this beast, what is her mark? Sunday is our mark or authority. The church is above the Bible, and this transference of Sabbath observance is proof of that fact. The Catholic Record of London, Ontario, September the 1st, 1923. The Sunday is purely a creation of the Catholic Church. American Catholic Quarterly Review, January 1883. Sunday is the law of the Catholic Church alone. American Sentinel Catholic, June 1893. The fourth commandment, Exodus chapter 20, verse 8. Remember the Sabbath day, to keep it holy. Even after the death and resurrection of Christ, the apostles kept the Sabbath, Saturday, and taught and founded all churches with the inclusion of the fourth commandment. The early churches, which included Gentiles in the region of Galatia, Corinth, Thessalonica and Rome, all kept Saturday as the Sabbath. Roman Emperor Constantine claimed that he had seen a vision with a cross in the sky with the writing In hoc signo vinces, translating to In this sign you will conquer. Constantine made a nominal conversion to Christianity, and under the influence of his apostate flatterer, the Bishop of Caesarea, named Eusebius, Constantine made a stately decree enforcing the change of the Sabbath day from Saturday to Sunday, amalgamating paganism and Christianity. Both pagans and Christians seem to be united in a shrewd political move, but at the cost of the fourth commandment, remember to keep the Sabbath day holy. Under the enforcement of the state, many Christians compromised. This act was the beginning of mainstream Christianity keeping Sunday that has passed on through many generations. The Jesuit insignia IHS is said to be the Latinized version of Jesus in Greek. But Catholicism as a mystery religion has exoteric and esoteric meanings, like the inverted cross, Jupiter as Peter, and IHS as a Jesuit insignia, which are all well known by the inner circle of initiates. The IHS insignia includes a cross and three nails representing a V, which translates to In hoc signo vinces, in this sign you will conquer, with a sunburst. Ignatius Loyola, the founder of the Jesuits, had ambitious plans of conquering the world, using his illustrious order to bring absolute power back to Rome. The coat of arms for Jesuit Pope Francis has the Jesuit insignia on it as well, and is prophesied that the Vatican will conquer in this sign of the cross and the sun, but only for a very short space of time until God's wrath comes upon them. The blazing sun in the IHS represents pagan Sunday worship, which is demonstrated in the monstrance. Revelation chapter 14 verse 9 tells us of a beast which is the Vatican and image, simply meaning a copy or replica. If any man worship the beast in his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the image of the beast simply means a replica of Rome. The United States, with all its Roman architecture, will enforce Rome's spurious Sabbath of Sunday. Apostate American Protestantism will be foremost in leading the charge of this breach of the US Constitution. If any man worship the beast in his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, here the forehead symbolizes the seat of morals and choice by honouring Sunday as the Sabbath, and the hand signifies that by actions they will observe Sunday, not engaging in any work keeping the day holy. In Europe, Sunday is being marketed by the Jesuits using the European Sunday Alliance as a front, being a family day of rest. So individuals who receive the mark in the hand may be motivated by penalties that the state enforces or on the premise that Sunday be a family day of rest. Revelation chapter 13 verse 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Revelation chapter 13 verse 17. And that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. With the rapid development of technology, the implementation of the mark of the beast will be effortless, thwarting any buying or selling by those who resist the mark. Many think the RFID chip is the mark of the beast, but that does not fit the mark of the beast prophecy, though it is possible that it could be used to restrict the buy or sell. But there are other technologies that are more practical than the RFID chip.
Karin Linder stocks up on supplies at the supermarket, but Karin, like most people here in Sweden, won't be paying with cash when she gets to the checkout.
I personally never use cash. As you see here, I'm shopping. I use my scanner. When I check out, I'll use my credit card, and my banking I do on my iPhone. So that's it. I don't need any cash.
Revelation chapter 13 verse 18. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. The Pope's Latin title, Vicarius Filii Dei, has been strenuously denied in recent years by the Vatican, perhaps because it adds up to 666. However, the documentation goes all the way back to the donation by Constantine in the medieval times, the first pope being his successor. The Vatican has already admitted Vicarius Filii Dei to be the Pope's title in earlier Catholic publications, so they won't be weaseling their way out of this one anytime soon. The letters inscribed in the Pope's mitre are these: Vicarius Filii Dei, which is the Latin for Vicar of the Son of God, our Sunday visitor, April the 18th, 1915. Amazingly enough is that Vicarius Filii Dei adds up to 666 in Latin, Greek and Hebrew. Daniel chapter 7 verse 25. And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws. And they shall be given into his hand until a time and times and the dividing of time. Daniel chapter 7 verse 25 speaks of the saints being persecuted for 1260 years by the Catholic Church, using the prophetic day year principle. Daniel chapter 7 verse 25 predicts that the Pope will change God's law, which happened with the change of the fourth commandment expanding Constantine's civil decree, the Sabbath from Saturday to Sunday. One of the biggest misconceptions is that Sunday is the seventh day of the week, when in fact the seventh day is Saturday. One only needs to look on your mobile phone or calendar to see which comes first, or just look it up on the internet. Sunday is in fact the first day of the week. Revelation chapter 7:25 also predicts that the Pope will change times. That happened as well. The Gregorian calendar, also called the Western calendar and the Christian calendar, is internationally the most widely used civil calendar. It is named for Pope Gregory XIII, who introduced it in 1582. Revelation chapter 13 verse 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak, and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. This simply states that the Vatican gives power unto the image of the beast, which is the United States of America in the form of apostate Sunday-keeping Protestantism, to persecute anyone opposed to the New World Order. Venerable Day of the Sun. Revelation chapter 14 verse 10. The same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of God, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels, and in the presence of the Lamb. Revelation chapter 14 verse 11. And the smoke of their torment ascendeth up for ever and ever, and they have no rest day or night, who worship the beast in his image, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name. Revelation chapter 20 verse 4. And I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Jesus, and for the word of God, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received his mark on their foreheads or in their hands, and they lived and reigned with Christ 1,000 years. In recent times, the drugs used for state executions have not always been readily available, and it is probable that the guillotine which Revelation chapter 20 verse 4 describes will make a comeback. Roman Catholic Clarence Thomas I believes that the Constitution left religion to the states, that the First Amendment's prohibition against Congress's enacting laws on the establishment of religion was intended to protect the right of states to do as they please. It is evident Clarence Thomas is Vatican coadjutor. The intent and motive of his views is so that states in America enact blue laws that are already on the book of some US states. Blue laws are laws designed to enforce religious standards, such as the institution of Sunday keeping.